Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. Today we are doing readings about gratitude, specifically what is blocking your gratitude. We're doing that because I am in Canada and this is the Thanksgiving Day weekend. So we're all about thinking about what we're thankful for at the moment. So we're going to do this reading using the Rider-Waite Tarot and the Younger Futhark because we haven't used the Younger Futhark in a while. So feel into the cards. One of these has a message for you about what you may be doing that is blocking your gratitude, because gratitude is very important. So card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, card number 4, and card number 5. Feel into those cards, and I'll put the timestamps for each reading in the description, and I will see you at the reading. Bye! Hello, card number 1, people. So let's turn this card over and see what we're starting with. The Magician. Okay, so normally this is a very, very positive card, but in that the question is what might be blocking your gratitude. This card indicates to me that maybe you're trying to do everything at once, and maybe you're just trying to have a hand in everything. Maybe it's like a controlling kind of thing, and you're trying to control everything, whereas it's probably not helping you with gratitude. Like you feel like, oh, arg, I have to control everything, but it's not leaving room for you to feel gratitude. Is what this is in the answer to the question. Very positive card normally. Can you hear that? That's the cat. She's right next to me. She's decided to come out. She's kicking her toys around and she's settling down. So you may hear some crunching in a minute because she's settling down to her food. So I'm going to take some runes out from the Younger Futhark, and we're going to see, we're going to see what clarification they have to add. And crunch. And this is not to say that you are not justified in doing this, because you know what? That wanted to come out like that. So, because what seems to have happened is that there seems to have been a thing that happened that, in order to meet your needs, you had to go and do this. So, yeah, I mean, I don't blame you, but it's keeping you from feeling gratitude for things. Okay. That's good. That's good. Okay. So your central issue here is Hagal, which is the rune of, you hear the kitty crunching? She's like crunching her food over here. Anyway, Hagal is the rune of the hailstorm. It's hail. It's the 1,000 little icy pellets, the killer of snakes. Just the weather that blows in, and it's like it causes problems, but it's been there from the dawn of time. So, that kind of thing. So you basically feel like you're getting beset from all points, and you feel like you have to be constantly able to do everything so that you can control things that are going on. Leading up to this is why I was saying I think you've just been through something where you feel, the cat's making me laugh, where you feel like the need was that like you had reduced options, you had like a constraint happening, and you needed to make do with what you had as far as like I have to be able to handle everything. So you're so busy handling everything that you still feel like you're being beset upon from all sides, and that you have to keep this up. This is making it difficult for you to feel gratitude. So what is going to help you? We have Rider reversed. Well, it's not Rider reversed. It's Rider reversed. It's the Younger Futhark. So we're going to go with that. Rider is basically, in the Younger Futhark, the point in the poems is that it's an easy ride for the rider, and it's a hard ride for the horse. So what this is basically saying is give the horse a break. Maybe try not to like burden yourself so much with this, like riding forward. Like everything is going on, but and you definitely want to have a comfortable ride onto your path. But I'm thinking that you're overburdening yourself. Like in order for the living my life part of me to be living happily and comfortably, the part that like handles all the backstage stuff is being run completely ragged and is being worn out. So first of all, let's give the horse a break. Let's basically, I'm actually going to get a clarifier up and down on this. This is going to set the stage for the other 4 readings, but let's see if I can get that. Yeah. So and what this is basically suggesting is, this is ear. Ear is it's the bow, and it has a lot of meanings. Some of them not safe for work, but one of them is setting things up for continuity and for perpetuity and for a continuum. And what this is saying is, first of all, give the horse a break. There may be things that you're doing right now that are just like running around and running yourself ragged, and it's like so much on you, so much burden and so much responsibility and so much some of it's not even necessary. So I think it's like, have a look at that and see where you can set things up where they will take care of themselves so that you don't have to be taking care of them. So this is basically, setting things up to go forward with. So see if you can set some things up that will perpetuate themselves and that will just continue without you having to do it, and that'll give the horse more of a break. So what isn't going to help you is, this caused you a lot of maybe even trauma, but this caused you a lot of sore spots, like grief kind of things. We have Kaun, which is in the Younger Futhark, it's not Kaun as the fire or the torch. It is an ulcer. So it's a source of pain. It's something that might sort of fester and get almost out of hand. But when it's reversed, it's inner. So what doesn't help is the fact that you still are feeling the pain from what you've been through, and that caused you to start just fixating on making sure that everything is set up and everything is always, you're trying to do everything. So you're still feeling that pain. And what that feels like is, see, this is Sol, the sun, and this has to normally, it's a very, very positive rune. It's in a negative spot. So you're sort of worried that you can't really trust the sun to come again. You can't really trust darkness to be vanquished. You feel like you have to do everything yourself because you've been through this pain. But if this starts to be the case, bring yourself back up to where you're going to let the horse rest. You're going to just basically say, okay, there are a lot of these things that I don't have to do, that I've been running around trying to do everything. There are things that I can let take care of themselves. And then that will allow you to look at things that you are taking care of and seeing if you can't, not only stop the things that can take care of themselves, but also set things up so that things will perpetuate themselves, things that you're currently running around doing. Maybe you can put something in place that will do it for you automatically, or maybe you can set something up so that it's not going to be as much of a burden for you. So your next step on this path is we have Fei reversed. Fei is the rune of wealth and gold in the Younger Futhark, and it's specifically gold that is contested. So wealth that is contested, that's a cause of dispute. It shows you who your friends are. But this is reversed on the path line. So I'm going to read this a couple ways. First of all, recognize your inner worth, your inner wealth, your inner gold, and sort of keep that for you. It's not like you're not going to be broadcasting it, but maybe part of your recovery from this and your movement towards gratitude is basically going, I'm just going to keep this energy. I'm going to keep this this sense of gold and things to myself. The other way I'm going to read this is, you're going to stop arguing with yourself over your worth. Because as long as you were oh, everything is good because I'm crazily taking care of everything. So it's you want to bring that into agreement. You're going to stop that dispute going on. It's the greedy people who are everything is good and I worked for everything that I have. And meanwhile, they've got 100 people that are starving and working for them. So that's an extreme example, but it's just basically, you just integrate a little bit more and stop disputing. Make sure that all parts of you are taking advantage of the abundance that you have already. And again, find ways to let things take care of themselves so you're not running yourself ragged. What is going to help you with all of this? We have Os, which is the rune of the god, and this is basically, in the Younger Futhark, I find it sort of an amalgamation of Ansu's and Othala, because it's the god and it's the home of the god. It's the sword and the sheath of the sword. It's the estuary. It's basically a sanctuary, a protected space for where you can manifest. So make sure that you've got that. Give yourself somewhere that, a place that you can be even if it's like just a mental place that you can be, where you feel supported, where you feel you're in sanctuary, you feel that you have some solace, and where you can manifest what you need to manifest safely. And that's going to help you a lot. What isn't going to help is because of all of this still, because of the time of need that you went through, time of constraint, and then that's still a sore spot for you, you're always worried about the next challenge, the next I always call this the challenge rune. This is Thurisaz. In the Elder Futhark, in the Younger Futhark, it's Thurs, which is specifically the giant. So it's just basically something that you have to ward against, something that you're always worried about and that you have to always protect yourself from. And you're always worried about that popping up. So what's going to help you, if that starts to happen, bring yourself back up to, no, you know what, but I am making this safe space. I'm making this this setting where I can be and where I can feel safe and where I can feel protected, and also where I can manifest what I need to manifest. So it's very important. Make sure you've got that going on, and then you will be able to start integrating the parts of you that are disputing who gets to hold the wealth. And what all of this is going to lead you to is Is. Now, Is in the Younger Futhark is... Isa is the ice rune, and so is Is, but the meaning that it comes through in the rune poems is where it's a bridge. It's definitely, you have to be brave, but it does refer to a bridge where it's not just how the water would freeze in the winter, and so that gave you a way across, but there's also a reference to helping someone who is blind. So you basically, this is going to help create a bridge for yourself where you're helping yourself as well, and you're creating a solidity under you that is going to help you and also help you to help others. So if you want to do that. I know we want to do that. We're nice people. So that, card number 1, people, is your reading about how to reconnect with the gratitude that maybe you have been blocking. So I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 2, people. Let's turn this card and we'll see how you're blocking your gratitude. All of these are upside down, unfortunately. I did shuffle them, and I don't usually do reversals. So what's blocking your gratitude might be, I mean, again, this is the second time I've pulled an extremely positive card, and then I have to find a way to read this negatively. So maybe for you, what might be blocking your gratitude is where you might feel as though, and I'm going to lay down the runes while I'm talking. You know what? I'm going to put a rune right on here. Okay. Sounds good. Wait a minute. Which one is this? There are 2 runes in the Younger Futhark that look the same, except one is like this and one is like this. This is the one that's supposed to be like this, because the one that I have in this set that is like this has a little like chip at the bottom. So we're going to go with that, and we know this is the upright one. I mean, this is the reversal of the one that is the other way. Okay. I'm going to lay down the whole reading, and then we're going to go from there. And I think I have to do a top and bottom on that, so I'm going to do that in a minute. Well, not in a minute. In a very few seconds. Yes. Okay. Neat. Okay, so as far as how you're blocking your gratitude, there may be a sense of you may be very, very spiritual, like very, very spiritual and very connected with, the light and the darkness and all the balance and all of that. But there may be parts of you that are sort of like, oh, this is just the way things are. Forgetting that there are things that you can do. Like it's not everything was set in place ages ago and there's nothing I can do about it. There is, you're kind of holding some of that in your heart, according to the rune on top of the picture. But this is how you're blocking your gratitude. It's like this, almost like a fatalistic kind of thing. And this part, if you can just weed that out, you'll be much more able to appreciate it, because sometimes it's just kind of like, oh yes, I am aware of the balance and all of this and even the things that are upsetting and all that, but there are some things that you can do something about. And so your central issue with the runes is Madra reversed. Now, Madra is the rune of humanity. But unlike the Elder Futhark, which is humanity and your part in it, the Younger Futhark has the connotation where it's potential. It's your potential. You could either go off and achieve great things in your life, or you could end up just adding to the dust at the end. So this is reversed. So you're sort of like taking a back seat to your own existence kind of thing. Like, I don't know, that didn't come out proper, but in terms of it going along with the fatalist, the sort of thing, which is keeping you from feeling as grateful as you'd like to be, there's an element where you feel like maybe you've dropped the ball on what your potential is, like what you feel like you could accomplish by sort of just accepting things. But some things, it's okay to stand up and say, this is not okay. I'm gonna do something about this. So leading up to this, there were issues, there were problems that happened, something that has caused some constraint in your life, and something that has called up some, like, a state of need for you. And part of you feels compelled to not fight against it, like to not do anything about it. It's sort of like, oh, well, this is just the way it is. But you can do something about it. There is something that you can do about it. So definitely we want to go from there, because we want to reconnect you with your gratitude. One of the things that's going to help is we have Is. Is is the rune of ice, and in the Younger Futhark, this not only has to do with something that's solid. It's not like ice, like standstill, like I read in the Elder Futhark. Is in the Younger Futhark is ice, but ice as something very strong and solid, and something that acts as a bridge. So it may be that you can start building something solid for yourself that can act as a bridge for you to get you through this issue. Or you may even need to get help. You may even need to stand up and say, hey, somebody whom I trust and love or care about, or somebody who cares about me, or even just a system that's in place, please be my bridge. And that will help you. And you do that, and you'll be able to face the giant that has come out at you and is a problem. This is Thurs, it's the giant. In the Elder Futhark, I refer to this as the thorn, the giant, the gateway, and it's a challenge. In the Younger Futhark, it's just a big bad thing that you need to have a ward rune against. You want to ward against this. But once you have help, whether this is of your own making or with the help of someone or something else, you can face this giant. You can take it on. Now, what isn't going to help is, I am actually going to give this more of an Elder Futhark read for the Fae here. Fae is wealth and worth. It's wealth and worth, but it's more specifically gold and that kind of wealth. And generally, it's like wealth that's contested. But I think I am going to read this as don't disregard your worth. This is basically in the lower line for what isn't helping you. So we have, don't discount your worth. You are worth this. And, you basically don't discount your worth, and you are worth it, as well as you are worth the vanquishing of the darkness and the moving forward of things that need to be melted and moved forward. So you're worth it. Sol is the sun also in the lower line, a very positive rune in the negative line, which is always a worry about that thing. So maybe you feel like I'm not worth it and I don't deserve the sun. Yes, you are, and yes, you do. And so while you're sitting there going, well, that's just the way it is what it is, and I just have to take it. You don't. You're here. You have the potential. And so, stand up and do what you need to do to build that bridge for yourself. Or if you need to, go to someone or something that can help, and you can take on that giant. What your next step is going to be is to create a space for yourself where you feel safe, protected, have solace, all of that stuff. This is Os. It's the rune of the god. It's in the Younger Futhark. It's kind of a combination of Ansus and also Othala. So it's sort of it's the god and the home of the god, and it's like the sword and the sheath of the sword. That kind of thing. So basically, you're going to create a space where it can be your solace. It can be your sanctuary. And that's going to help you, once you've dealt with this, continue to keep that from being a thing that's going to really be a problem for you. One of the things that's going to help you, the main thing that this is saying is going to help you is, We have Bjarkan. Bjarkan is the rune of the birch tree, and in the Younger Futhark, it has to do with beginnings, newness, even the lies that, those organic lies that bring us luck. Like, this isn't like, oh, you're lying and so you can get in somewhere. This is kind of like fake it till you make it kind of thing. Like, maybe you still might not feel like you might feel like you still don't deserve this, but just keep telling yourself you do until you remember that you actually do. That kind of thing. It is reversed on the upper line, so I'm reading this as inner. So one of the things that's going to help you is just psychologically just to basically let yourself know that you are allowed to begin this. This is something you are allowed to do, and this is something you're allowed to have. And begin this within first. Make sure that you're bringing your insides along with you while you create this safe place for yourself. What isn't going to help you is we have Ride. Ride is the rune of riding. It's similar to Ride, though, but it's not quite, because there's a very strong implication in the rune poems about this, where there's the rider who's very comfortable, and then there's the horse who has the toil. So you kind of feel like it's sort of a worry about that. Oh, maybe it's sort of like that you're sort of worried that it's a lot of work to do this, and maybe you might feel like it's not worth the work that it is to do, but it is, because look, you got through this stage. You're creating a safe place for yourself. You're saying it's not worth it, but what you're saying when you say that is that you're not worth it, and you are. So tell yourself you're worth it, even if you don't believe it yet, and make that new beginning. And that's what's going to get you really solid in that home that you're creating for yourself, even if this is an internal home, like even if this is a mental space that you're making. And what this is going to lead you to is we have Tyr. Tyr, of course, is Tyr's rune. Tyr is the warrior god. He's the great king god, and he has to do with doing the right thing, even if it means sacrifice. So there may be some compromise happening in your life where you are, you're doing the right thing, even if you feel like there's a sacrifice involved, but it's still worth it for the sanctuary that you're making for yourself. And so that's probably how you're going to, that's how the runes are saying that you're going to connect with your gratitude about the things, because you are actually going to be putting in the work and, taking care of the things that need to be taken care of, and being a good king in your life and making sure that you are taking care of things and, making sure that what needs to get done is getting done. So that, card number 2, people, is your reading for how are you blocking your gratitude. And I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 3, people. So let's turn the card and see in what way you might be blocking your gratitude. All of these have been really positive cards, and I've had to find negative reasons for them to be blocking your gratitude, and so it's very tricky for me. So, Empress, very nurturing, very grounded, very nurturing, very abundance-oriented in things. But there's an element of maybe you might feel like you know best for people or even for yourself, where you're just like telling yourself what you need. And that might make it difficult for you to be grateful, because you're sort of not allowing you to look other places for things that maybe you also need, is my guess. But let's clarify. I did this with the last one as well, just to get some clarification on how this is actually blocking your gratitude, because this is such a positive card. All of these have been. Okay, how is the Empress showing us how gratitude is being blocked? Okay, interesting. Yeah, so it's almost like it's over-mothering. It's like you're over-mothering, or something in your life is being an over-mother. This is Bjarkan. Bjarkan is the rune of the birch tree. It's beginnings, it's birth, it's newness, it's youngness, and it's reversed. So it's almost like you're not allowing yourself to progress, or something is not allowing you to progress in a growth kind of way. You're being kept babied. And so it's very difficult for you, because you're not able to, you may not feel like you're able to get out of that baby stage. So let's get some runes down and get a reading going on for how to get out of this this stage. Wait a minute, which one is this? Okay, so that's reversed. There's 2 runes in the Younger Futhark that look like this, but one is like this and one is like this, and this is the one that's like this, but it's reversed. On the rune set that I have, oh, there it is. This is the one that's supposed to look like this, and I can tell because this one's got a little notch in the bottom. So, very confusing. So, this one's reversed and this one's reversed. Whee! Okay, I'm going to lay down the entire reading, and we're going to go from there. Let's get these. These are bone runes, by the way. I don't know what bones they are. I think they're Abovid's bones. But it's all good. Os has been in all the readings so far. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. I wouldn't have ended this on that rune, but we'll see. So your central issue here is, this is Ur. Now, Ur, if you're familiar with the Elder Futhark, looks like Uru's, which is the wild oxen. It's strength and health and all of that. In the Younger Futhark, it's not. It's depending on which rune poem you're working with, it's drizzle, which is the rain just wears you down, just like this constant little rain that's wearing you down. Or it's slag, which is the waste that gets washed away when you're smelting. So what I'm seeing this as here is, it's like you've been worn down and you feel like you need to, or perhaps you need to be worn down so that your true metal can show up. And if you're being babied, whether you're babying yourself or whether it's something in the world that is babying you and keeping you from trying to realize your full potential, you're really wanting to be revealed. You're wanting to be smelted and revealed and show your true metal. Leading up to this, we have Madra reversed. So this is basically, Madra is the Younger Futhark version of Manas, but whereas Manas is humanity and your part in it, Madra is potential. It's human potential, and it is reversed on your leading up spot. So you feel like you haven't met your potential because you haven't had the chance to. You've been so protected and so mothered. Not that that's a bad thing, but in terms of like if you want to actually grow and go out in the world, you feel like you've been very sheltered and you haven't been able to express your potential. So here you are, you want to do it. You know that it's going to be hard, but you want to have that true metal come out. What is going to help you is we have ear. Ear's the bow. It means a lot of things, including some not safe for work things. But it's basically you're shooting forth and you want to leave your mark. But this is going to start within. You're sort of, it's going to start within, and B, it's almost like you have to sort of swallow for now that's so gross considering some of this meaning. You have to just swallow this idea for now of your shooting forward potential and your perpetuity and your continuity, just to have this, you remember it, keep it internalized, but right now you still have to get your slag washed away by the drizzle. So what this is, let that be internal for now. Hold that in your belly. But you need to address once you do that, then you'll address what you need, what constraints you need to address and what needs you need to address before this can start to get washed away, before your true metal can start to get revealed. So there are things that you need, and it's like you have this big dream and it's fantastic and it's really, really exciting and it's a way that you can leave your mark on the world. But for now, the runes are saying you need to hold this internalized, keep this internal, follow that as far as you want to internally, make it bright in your mind. But this will allow you to address the present needs that you have in order to start washing away the waste metal. What will not help you is it's going to feel like way too much. We have, and even internally, it's going to feel like a lot. We have Thurs, which is the giant. It's not like the Thorn, the giant, the gateway, the challenge. It's something really difficult. It's really difficult and scary and dangerous and a problem that is going to be in your mind being a problem. And it's almost like you're worried that you'll never have worth. And it's like, this is almost too much to bear. Like, it's almost too much to face or to deal with this problem. But you know that if you don't, then you're never going to have worth. And then it's like, makes it even more miserable for you. If that starts to drag you down, bring yourself back up to these, where you are like, I'm going to keep in my mind and in my heart and in my belly the idea of what I want to shoot for, but I am going to address the needs that I need to address first so that I can move forward on this. And then we can maybe start wearing down the waste around me, like the extra stuff. The parts of the rock that don't look like me, so I can make a statue of me. So basically, so you can wash away the waste metal and just like show your true metal. What this is going to lead you to is a greater sense of abundance, which is where the gratitude is going to start to come in. As soon as you start to do this, as soon as you start to address these needs, and as soon as you start to really focus on bringing out your truth, your truth, and the true shining beauty of yourself, and holding that dream in your heart, you are going to be. You're going to start to see abundance coming in. You're going to start to see, finally, things are going to start to come in. We have R, which is the rune of the harvest. It's abundance, it's profit, it's good stuff. So all the good stuff is going to start to come in as soon as you start to really focus on expressing who you truly are and addressing the needs that are in the way between you and that. What is going to help you, weirdly, is... Well, you are trying to wash away the waste metal. We have Hagal, which is the rune of ice, and it's the killer of snakes, but it's something that's been in place. Sorry, it's not ice. It's hail. Hagal, the hailstorm. It's the little tiny pieces of ice. It's the killer of snakes, but but what it is. Like, this is contributing to this. This is contributing to helping wash away the waste and reveal your true self. And so keep doing that. Keep facing the things that, this is sort of like the transition of Ur to Uruz, because it's like, be like the bison, face into the storm so you can get through it faster. So just keep facing the things that are coming in, like, to be brave against them. It's like, okay, well, this is another need. I already know how to tend my needs. I've started doing that already. So, like, come at me, world, come at me, hailstorm. And that's going to help you appreciate your harvest even more, your abundance. What isn't going to help is, while you're doing all this, while you're taking care of all of this, where you're sort of testing your mettle, you're going to sort of want to retreat to this, where you were being babied, where you were being kept from your true potential by, like, over-sheltering. And there's going to be a sort of desire to backslide on some of that. You're going to want to maybe go to... don't go completely without comfort. Nobody can live without any comfort. Make sure that you've got some. But not to the level of where you are trying to get away from. You need to be able to grow. So you are growing, but make sure that you have that. So... because this is a very positive rune in a negative spot. It's As, which is the god and the home of the god. So you're worried about that. A very positive rune, negative spot is a worry about that thing. You're sort of worried, like, will I have no comfort? If you don't have comfort, make sure you're giving yourself comfort. That's part of taking care of yourself. But also, let's not backslide, because that won't help. So make sure that you are enjoying the abundance and take your comfort from that and from the gratitude of that. But at the same time, face into the storm. Make sure that you're facing into the storm and continuing to let the waste wash away. And what all of this is going to lead you to, and this is why I said this is a very weird rune to end the spread with, but we have Kaun, which is the rune of it's the ulcer. It's not like the torch and the fire like it is in the other Futharks. It's an ulcer, and it's something that is like a pain point. But what this is saying at the end of the reading is, A, you're not going to be as, like, sensitive. Not that sensitivity is a bad thing, but in terms of being, like, overprotected sensitive, you're going to have a slightly thicker skin by the end of this, which is really, really good. And once your true self is showing, like, your true self acts as shield anyway. So first of all, you're going to be not as sensitive. Second of all, there may be some pain points related to all of this. Like, you may be carrying that forward with you. Like, there may still be some some grief about that and maybe some pain points to do with that. But on the whole, this being reversed on the path line, I'm really seeing this as a thicker skin, more resilient, and you're able to move forward without always going, ouch, ouch, ouch. So that, card number 3, people, is your reading for what is blocking your gratitude. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 4, people. Welcome to your reading. Let's start with turning the card and see what might be blocking your... Honestly, seriously, I shuffled these. I said, give me cards that are going to represent what is blocking gratitude. And it gave me like the best cards. Not for that. These are like really positive cards. So anyway, so the Emperor. So I think... to read this extremely positive card in a negative way, what might be blocking your gratitude is sort of like willfulness. Like you may have aspects of self that are very willful, that are very my way or the highway kind of thing. That you may have situations in your life where you very much need to be the one calling the shots. And also, I'm not saying this is what you're like in your whole life, but there are areas where you are very rigid in this aspect that is keeping you from gratitude, where you're like very ram-headed. Normally I love the Emperor. It's like, be the ram. Let me just get one rune on here to completely clarify that, because that's been helping. And it's really to protect you from feeling sense of need. So that's basically, it's not for a bad reason. Like, you're very much in charge because you're protecting yourself and perhaps others from feeling any sort of need or constraint. So that's understandable, but it might be keeping you from fully connecting with your gratitude. Does that one want to come out? Yep. Yeah, so... not without good reason, but it's definitely something that needs to be addressed if you want to reconnect with your gratitude, which is important. Boop. I'm going to put down the whole reading, and then we're going to go from there. Which one is this? Oh, it's upright this time. This rune has come out a few times already in this session, and it was... reversed every time. This is the first time we get an upright one, so I'm really happy about that. Oh, there's Lager. I haven't seen Lager yet. Lager. It's got an umlaut. I pronounced it wrong. So, okay. Very good. This is actually similar to another one I've read recently, in terms of just the final message. So your central issue here, card number 4, people, is Soul, which is the sun. You really want to be seen as the vanquisher of darkness, as the melter of ice, as the thing that makes things move forward and stops there being need. So this is a very noble and valiant thing to be, and I don't criticize you that. I think that's great. What led up to this is you have experienced pain, the people around you maybe have experienced pain, and you didn't want to see that happen. So you want to be the sun for people. You want to come out and bring light to the darkness. You want to bring flow to the ice. You want to basically stop the needs from happening. Like, just, you want that to be the case. Is this reversed? Oh, well, I can't tell, and it's pretty much the same thing for Younger. So Younger Futhark, it's Naldor is basically, I don't know, I think I might read that one as reversed. So a lot of this is for you as well. Like, you want to be the sun in your life, and you want to basically make sure that nobody's feeling pain, especially you don't want to feel pain anymore, and nobody does. Nobody wants to feel pain. So you want to be the sun, and you just want to basically be, and like unyieldingly, we are the ram, and we're going to make sure that everything is solid and grounded and stable and not being swayed by anything. What is going to help you with this? I mean, that's a good thing already, but there's a part of this that is keeping you from gratitude. So first of all, what's going to help with this? First of all, what jumped into my head was, get over yourself. No, please. let's not go there. Let's not have that as a thing. But basically, get over yourself in terms of you may feel a bit jealous of your own worth. There may be an element of that where you are like just on top of things and you have to be, and you are shining like the sun because you feel you have to. And I don't know, I was like dial that back a little bit or something, but just like, I mean, still, be who you are. Absolutely. Be who you are. Be confident with your will and be stable and sturdy. And that's fantastic. But there's an element of, see, Fae in the Younger Futhark is not like Fehu. Fehu is wealth and worth. But Fae is wealth leaning towards it being gold, and gold that is contested, something that really shows you who your friends are. And if this is that kind of thing where you're basically, this shining sun emperor, there may be an element where you're sort of overpowering yourself, even like your own self, where you're like contesting your own throne. Anyway, basically what you want to do is, let's turn off the full floodlights of the sun, and let's make this more of a home and a sanctuary. So the reason I say this is, so first of all, Fae, wealth and worth, it's reversed on the helping line. So let's like just basically turn off the, I am the rich king, which you're not doing, but it's sort of like that element of nothing can get past you, or penetrate you in any way, like good or bad, like bad or good. And instead, let's replace that with, let's just create a home. Let's, we get to keep the stability, and we get to keep the protectedness and the protectiveness and the shining without the, I'm going to headbutt anybody who tries to go sideways on me thing. So this is Os. It's the rune of the god, and it's the god and the home of the god. So it's sort of a combination of Ansus and Othala in the Elder. And it's basically, you want to create a sanctuary. You want to create like a place of solace, as opposed to something that's sort of just like, surrounded by ram heads, which is cool, but is also doesn't let anything good in either. So you got to have some good things coming in, and then that'll activate your gratitude. And it's right, because right now you're blocking it. According to this, in this aspect of your life, not everything, but just in whatever aspect of life this is. What is not going to help you is, it is a worrying thing to begin something new with this, especially where it comes to reaching out across the ram heads. So we have Bjarkan, which is the rune of the birch tree. It has to do with beginnings and newness. It's reversed here. And we have Is, which is the ice rune, and this has to do with solidity and building a bridge. So you're sort of afraid to begin something new with this. So it says not beginning something new is going to not help you. It's not going to help if you don't begin this new thing. And especially you're worried about reaching out past the ram heads to sort of allow things to start coming in to build a bridge. That's really scary for you. And just thinking about this is going to drag you down, and you're worried about that. Try not to let that drag you down or worry you. If that starts to be the case, bring yourself back up to, what? All of this was about, doing good and, stopping the pain, but we don't want to block out everything. So just sort of like bring your wealth more like internally, and then start just basically, creating around you, instead of a fortress, how about a home? The home is still protected. The home is still safe as houses. But it's going to be the home of you as the emperor in this case. What your next step is going to be is we have Thurs. Thurs is the giant. So this is not just a challenge in the Younger Futhark. This is something really dangerous and scary that you need to ward against. You still need to keep your wards up against that. So it's going to be about finding a balance for that. What is going to help you is, it's going to feel really good to finally be reaching your potential. Like, this is Madra, it's the rune of humanity, but not humanity and your part in it. In the Younger Futhark, it's humanity and its potential. So you're standing up for your potential now. You're not just blockading yourself in a fortress. You're actually going to start fulfilling your potential, and it's going to feel really, really good. And that's what's going to help you with getting through this, because this is something you're just basically... It's going to be tricky, because once you start to open the gate, it's going to be like, this is scary, and I can see the things that hurt me before, and I don't want those even to see me or come in. So how do I block that without blocking myself off of everything? And that's the sort of the balance that you're going to need to work on finding. What isn't going to help is we have logre, which is the flow. So it's reversed on the lower line. So this is basically not allowing the flow of riches. So not allowing the flow of riches is not going to help. So here you are faced with your next challenge. As soon as you start to let your guard down, oh my gosh, scary giant, your next challenge. And your instinct is going to just shut everything out. But you shut everything out. You shut out the riches also. You shut out the flow of things. That's not going to help you. What is going to help you is standing up for your full potential. You are an emperor after all. So you can still be the ram, and you're going to stand up. And it's like, oh, if the bad giant's like, oh, the gate's open, I'm going to go and storm the castle. You stand up and go, I am the ram. No, you won't either. And the giant's going to go, okay. So, so basically, yeah, just be truly you, shine like the sun you are, and that's going to still keep things out without completely shutting everything out. And what this is all going to lead you to is we have Ride reversed. In the Younger Futhark, Ride it's still the riding rune and all of that, but it very specifically says when there is riding, it's comfortable for the rider and toil for the horse. So what you're doing in this case is you are removing some of the toil from your life. Like you're just basically, what was carrying you forward on just being blockaded in, you're removing that. So that's no longer going to be exhausting you anymore. And you can actually move forward where you're on your own feet and not relying on just constantly blockading. And that's going to help you be a lot more grateful for things. So that, card number 4, people, is your reading for how you might be blocking your gratitude. So I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello, card number 5, people. So let's start by turning the card over and seeing what might be blocking your gratitude. The Hierophant. Okay, so yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start talking about it, but I'm also going to throw a rune down on it to help clarify it. So in this case, either you're in a situation where you are sort of dictating the right way to feel and the right way to be, or you are having somebody do this to you, which is making it very difficult for you to be as grateful as you'd like to be. Now, the reason this is happening is, at heart, it's about protecting against need, protecting against constraint, or maybe maybe if it's somebody doing, like, telling you, maybe they are creating constraint and need in your life by saying you need to do this and you need to do that. If it's you, then it's kind of like you're putting on yourself some unnecessary constraints that maybe you can actually free yourself from, and that'll help you be a little more grateful with the abundance of the world, such as it is. So let's get some runes down and see what they have to say to clarify. Yeah, okay. Because it's kind of like, ooh, that's kind of neat. That's quite neat. That's really neat. I gotta say, that's pretty neat. So, which one is this? There, this one is ear. Very good. There are 2 runes in the Younger Futhark that look like this, and that's the one that's upright. The other one is just like that, except the other way, and that's upright. So, I have to make sure. Yeah, that's good. That's what I want. Which one is which? The one that's upright when it's like this has a little notch at the bottom, so that's how I can tell them apart when I pull them. So your central issue here is we have Tyr reversed. Tyr is the warrior god. He's a great king. He has to do with doing what needs to be done. And I think this is basically you're being kept from doing what is your will to do by all of this. At the same time, maybe you're neglecting doing what you need to do, or maybe your focus needs to be on doing what you need to do for yourself to keep yourself comfortable and happy and protected. So that's sort of your focus, because right now what's keeping you from it is somebody who probably has good intentions. This could even be you, telling you what to do. You need to do this. You need to do that. But it's not letting you live. It's like, what can I do? Leading up to this, we have Soul. Soul is basically, recently, you've had like an illumination. We have the sun, and this is basically the illumination of darkness. This is the vanquisher of darkness. This is letting things flow that were frozen. And you've realized you have things that you need to do that this person, even if this is you, isn't letting you do, that you need to do to take care of. It's like responsibilities that you need to do. And it's, even if it's just responsibilities to yourself, you've got to do them. And if you're following this, then this is basically not letting you do it. So first of all, build a bridge. We have Is, which is the rune of ice. I'm going to turn this, it's a little bit crooked. It's the rune of ice. Unlike the Elder Futhark, it's not standstill through which clarity comes. It's basically a solidity. You have to be brave, but it's like a solidification, but it's also a bridge. It's like helping. So you need to here I am doing that. I'm sorry. What is going to help you is, let's build a bridge. Let's get something solid underground, like underfoot, not underground. Get something solid underfoot that's going to help you bridge where you're at now to where you need to be. The other thing about this, in that this figure, whether it's you or somebody else, is doing this just out of concern for your needs. I think they're probably keeping you from addressing your needs by making you do this, do that, or making you not do this and not do that. So once you build this, let's start to bridge this. Let's start to get some solidity happening. So once you've gotten some solidity where you're just not floating from command to command, you can finally address what is hurting you. This is kaon. It's unlike konaz. It's an ulcer. So it's a pain point. It's something that is hurting you. That's something that is festering, and you're not able to address it if you're just constantly blindly following commands. So as soon as you've created some solidity for yourself to stand on, then you can actually address it, and you can address it. You have the ability to do that because you got Tears Rune right here in the central issue, right here in the central spot. So you are very capable of taking care of responsibilities and taking care of your duties and responsibilities. You've been doing them without thinking of doing them because you've been either telling yourself to do them or letting somebody tell you. But this is basically you going, okay, let's get some solidity under my feet first, and now I'm going to address this. What isn't going to help you is we have Thurs and we have Ar. You sort of have been feeling like the scary challenges of the world, it's not challenge, it's the giant. So the scary things in the world are keeping me from abundance. And that all these things that you're doing where you're putting yourself like last, where you're just doing, and neglecting, your responsibility to yourself, it's to keep this off. But this scary thing can be addressed, and you can address it. All you need to do is get some solidity under you. So the abundance is through that. So you're sort of being teased with things are never going to be abundant for me because I'm always fighting giants, and that could drag you down. Because you'll feel like you have to. You feel like I always have to fight giants, so I'm never going to have abundance because there's always a giant. The abundance is always being dangled in front of me. Like if I do this and this and this and this, I'll get it. But I haven't got there yet, and there's always another giant. So, bad giant. So what's going to help you is, one, first of all, get yourself some solid ground. Like, get yourself some solidity. Like, build yourself a bridge, or build yourself just some solid ground. Get yourself some solidity, whatever that is for you. Can we get a clue on what that might entail? Let's see. Yes, so like this is us. It's the God and the sanctuary of the God. So it's basically get yourself something where you feel safe. A situation where you feel safe, a safe space, a safe mindset. Get you somewhere where you feel a safe, solace, protected sanctuary home where you can manifest and where you can act and where you can do what you feel you need to do to be who you are. And then you will feel safe and comfortable enough to address the pain points yourself. So what's your next step? Your next step is we have Ur, which is... it's not Uruz, it's not the Wild Ox Strength and Health. It is Ur, which is Drizzle and Slag, which is so drizzle is the thing that wears you down. It's the rain. It's just constant miserable rain, and it wears you down. And then slag is is like the waste metal when you're smelting metal. It's what gets washed away. It's what reveals the true metal. It's reversed on the path line, and I'm going to read this as inner. So once you've addressed the pain point, once you're working on that, you're actually working on that, it's going to start to wash away the waste around you, like all this extra accumulated clutter. And this is going to start to reveal your true inner self. And that's great. And what is going to help you with that is making plans for the future, basically. You're going to start to set things in motion that are going to pay off at a later time. But you're going to have your future self in mind. This is ear. It's the bow. It means a lot of things, including some not safe for work things, but it has to do with shooting the arrow forward and having perpetuity and perpetuality, continuation, things that are going for, like, you're looking into the future with this. You're leaving your mark for the future on this. So you're going to start to do that and start to build on that and start to shoot into the future and be aware of what that is and sort of move forward towards that. And that's going to help you shed the excess that you've been carrying with you. You're really letting go of what isn't you at this stage, that you've been sort of accumulating. So just like you're going to start letting that go now, because you don't have to have that anymore, because a lot of the pain points you're addressing and you're taking care of them and you're letting those go. So your true metal is starting to show in your true self. What isn't going to help you is habits are habits. And there's a line in Peter S. Beagle, love may be strong, but a habit is stronger. It's basically all of this was a habit. You've been doing this for so long that it might be something you'd be tempted to backslide into, because this is a lot of new work that you're doing. And you're like, it was kind of easier when I was like, do this. Okay, do that. Okay, don't do this. Okay. But you don't want to do that because things were getting ignored and you weren't ever addressing the root of the problem, which you now are. And it feels really good. And you feel like you can make plans for the future, and you feel like you're living into those plans while at the same time shedding the clutter excess that you were carrying with you that wasn't doing you any good and is actually waste metal. So that's what's going to help you, is just keep moving forward, keep planning forward, and keep letting go of the things that are not helping you and never served you, especially since you're taking care of the things that were hurting you. You are creating a safe zone for yourself where you are feeling sanctuary, you're feeling safe and protected, so that you can be who you are and so you can express who you are. So what this is leading to is, somewhere in here you're already going to start developing gratitude. So hooray, unblocked. But what this is going to lead you to is a brand new beginning. You are going to feel new. We have Bjarkan, which is the rune of beginnings. It's the birch tree. It's things that are green and new and birth and young. And even there is an aspect of this in the poems, the fake it till you make it thing. Not like you're telling a lie to get in somewhere where you haven't earned, but in terms of telling yourself that you're worth it, even if you don't believe it yet. So, but it's like this is all going to lead to a new beginning for you, and where things are going to be new for you, and where you are having a new start. So that, card number 5, people, is your reading on reconnecting with your gratitude. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. If you're in Canada, happy Thanksgiving. If not, have a great whatever you're doing and whatever time it is. And take care till next time. Bye.